Alright, Port Gamble Forest, Heritage Park. Here again, looking at the map. At the top of the G1000 logging road. I am here. I started here. I'm going there and probably here. For now, we'll go down here to New Hope and up to the ride park. This is part of the ET. Climb down there over a little ridge here. Back down to New Hope. There's New Hope. Sparkle. This is a good one. The right side, which is my personal favorite. I almost feel like I know what I'm doing on that one. Yeah. And this is the left side of the dual song, of course. E-bikes. This place is big. What a view up here, man. We're up at the beginning of a trail called the Hood, and I think this one over here used to be called Downhill. Might be a climbing trail now, considering I just saw a dude climbing up here on his bike with his dog, but I don't know, it's not labeled, so we're gonna go down the Hood. This reminds me a lot of Ryan's Eternal Flow over at Duthie, once it gets going anyway. And then we'll get down back to the logging road there, climb up to the top of G1000, and then head down towards Secret Squirrel. I've never been on that one. And then back to the parking lot for the day. Look at the mountains. Oh man, it's beautiful up here. Port Gamble Ride Park. Can't beat it. This part's nothing like Ryan's Eternal Flow, but a little further down it gets that way. It's the first time I've ever ridden this where it wasn't raining. cool, fast, fun. That's not it. Secret squirrel, I think. Secret squirrel. Not exactly sure where it goes, but I think it goes back towards.
I couldn't have been more wrong about that. It went nowhere near the parking area.
We'll find out. Kind of cool. It split when you first started, so I stayed to the right. I don't know if it means it makes a loop or just a different route. Ooh, that's pretty tight. Ah, cool. Hey, look at that. I'm not good. Well, secret squirrel. Take a right. There's the back to Miss America, where there is a cold beer waiting for me, I guarantee it. Alright. I bet that was close to 10 miles. Well, alright. That probably concludes our camping portion of the weekend, for this weekend. Stayed in Fort Flagler last night. Beautiful night, beautiful morning there. A little bit busier on a Thursday night than I expected, but there were a few open spots available, so no problems there. I think it's getting into reservation season now, so probably something I need to kind of plan a little bit better if I'm going to do that in the future. Rode my bike at Port Gamble today, parked at the Bayview parking area, which is kind of just, I guess it's east of Port Gamble, about 1.5 miles. And I rode, according to Strava, about 10.05 miles today. And it was good. Like, the trails are in great shape. They opened up a new one called Phoenix there. It used to be Jump to Conclusions. I did not ride it. It looked like I could do it, perhaps, or at least maybe 75% of it. The ones at the end look a little big for me, but I feel like the first 2 or 3, saw some folks hitting them, looked like I could do it. I just, you know, when I was younger, you know, I think like as you're getting older to a certain point, you know, you practice something, you do something over and over again until you get more confidence, right? And then maybe you try to level up to the next thing and get better at it. And I think I'm at the point where, as I'm getting older now, kind of on the downward swing of that, where I'll still, you know, practice something over and over again to try to get better at it. But then I think about all of the things that could happen if it goes wrong, instead of, so for me, in a lot of cases, there's not a lot of reward to the risk. So anyway, I didn't do it. I did do Over Easy a couple times. I did Mr. Sparkle a couple times. I did Next Day Air a couple times. I did the dual slalom a couple times, one on each side. Went down the gravel road to, I think, G1300 or something like that, which takes you to a trail called The Hood. And that one's, it's kind of fast and fun. Like, I feel like when I watch the video, it's going to be like, you weren't going that fast, you know. But I felt like I was going super fast. And it's like, it's just like big sweepers, you know, you kind of go downhill, go fast, up a sweeper, make a turn, and then it does that for, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile or so. It's pretty fun. And then I tried my hand at Secret Squirrel, which I'd always seen and never tried it, never ridden it before. And when you get on the trail from where I got on it at, you had 2 choices. It splits, and you could make a right or a left. And every time I'm in that situation, whether it's in a car or a bike, whatever, I always make the wrong decision. So I took a right, which was really just a long, I don't know, I think Strava said it was something like 0.65 miles or something like that, but it was a long climbing loop back to the road that I jumped off on when I got done with the Hood. So then I had to basically, you know, pedal all the way back up the gravel road back to where I was, and then at that point I just stayed on the gravel road G1000 until I got to the Stumps Trail, then to the parking lot. But all in all, yeah, over 10 miles. It's pretty awesome. Great day for it. And now I'm hanging out at the Salisbury Point County Park, which is primarily a boat launch and a small playground, having a beer. I found these at the R Corner Market up there in Sequim yesterday. They're Grateful Dead Juicy Pale Ale by Dogfish Head Brewery in, I think they're in Delaware. So it's pretty good. So I'm having one of those. Stop in Port Gamble to get some of my favorite cider from Finn River Cidery. The habanero kind. And I'm gonna head home and get things cleaned up
and say hi to my cat.